Jimmo. Bradley, absolutely. That's exactly what it is. The only Eric Larson Ninja Turtle comics I've read are the ones where the turtles guest starred in the Dragon comic itself. I didn't read the actual turtle books that he did. Fatal J. What's up, my dude? My thoughts on Brett Booth. I like him, but I like him now. I didn't love him back in his early Wildstorm days. Looking at his art objectively now, it's clear that the guy put in the time and the talent and the skill, and I felt like he really cared and he really tried and he really put in a lot of effort. But he had some kind of like odd facial structure stuff that he would do that just bugged the hell out of me. But the work that he does now is like first rate, top tier artist. And he's one of those guys that hasn't lost anything. He hasn't lost any steps along his way. He's just gotten better. But I just honestly, I didn't love him when he started. And I collected the stuff he was drawing for the most part, but I didn't love it. But I'm a fan now. He's amazing now. I'm just listening to the soundtrack. Yeah, regular or menthol. Anything you guys want to do, do it. But yeah, Bradley, I kind of heard about all those different things that happened with the turtles in those Larson comics. Raph becomes Shredder, Donatello's a cyborg, and I don't know. I can't speak on it. That doesn't sound interesting to me. But I'm not as weird as I like the turtles. I respect them, but the only version of the turtles I kind of like or have any kind of emotional connection to are the movie versions, like specifically the first movie, because I only knew the turtles as a kid as a cartoon, and I didn't love the cartoon, but I kind of liked the turtles. Okay, but the cartoon wasn't for me. It was a little too silly. Um, and I liked my cartoons, and again, I'm speaking as a child, a little bit more serious in a way. And Turtles always had like a goofball vibe versus like Transformers or Thundercats seem to have a little bit more like we're taking the heroic theme seriously. But the Ninja Turtle movie, that thing took the entire concept completely seriously and played it straight. And that's my version of the Turtles that I like. So, yeah, Jay, I haven't picked up number two yet. I knew going into it that they were changing the artist, that Ed Baines or Bennis or however you pronounce his name, he was only drawing the first issue for whatever reason. And, I want to give the new artist a fair shot, but the little that I've seen, I'm like, oh, this is just wasn't wasn't getting me excited with what I saw, and it's kind of a bummer. But yeah, I want to give the new artist a fair try, and so hopefully my comic shop has the issue in my holds. I'm gonna go check tomorrow, and we'll see. Jay, Top Cow used to have the best artists, but something has happened. Seem like they can't find top-notch talent anymore or stop trying. I mean, I could just think of a couple of instances where artists that they chose to do things just weren't on the same level as the beginner artists that they used to hire. And I don't know, maybe it's just bad luck. I don't know. I mean, I don't think. I mean, Silvestri has an eye for talent. Like he knows what he's doing. I just, yeah, I don't know what it is. But no one draws anymore. It seems like for any company with the same kind of like bombastic, over the top, wow you with their incredible art, image comics kind of style. It's like there's no new artists coming out that seem to want to draw that way. I see a lot of the old school artists doing it. But where's the new crop of artists who just are just blowing us away with something new and something vibrant and interesting and shockingly different? I kind of feel like that plays into why there's a big resurgence in kind of like 80s comics and stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, Silvestri's still good. Liefeld is Liefeld. I wish McFarlane would draw. Jim Lee's always good, but I just do not give a shit about him drawing DC Comics characters. I just don't have the slightest interest. No matter how much I would want to, I cannot get excited about him drawing Batman or Superman or the Justice League. And like J. Scott Campbell doesn't draw comics anymore. Travis Charest doesn't seem to draw comics anymore. Unfortunately, Michael Turner's gone. David Finch, he's rocking it. I mean, I'm digging Skinbreaker. Whether or not a person likes the story, like I just feel like you can't deny that Finch has put in like all the effort on that. Yeah, I heard of something about Hush too. Like it was going and then it stopped, and it was like kind of like being restarted or something. I have no idea what the actual story is, but it's kind of another reason why I'm kind of like glad I don't give a shit about it because now I'm not disappointed. You know what? If Marvel Comics wants to be relevant again and get back in the news, you know what they should do? Give Jim Lee whatever he wants to come back and do X-Men. I mean, it might only be like a momentary thing that creates excitement for just a minute, but I couldn't imagine anything that's almost more of a sure bet than Marvel saying, Jim Lee, what do you want? That will generate some buzz. Bradley, Hush 2 delays. There was only 2 issues. There's only 2 issues of Hush #2? Seriously? Oh, super glad that I wasn't collecting it. That thing was being hyped up to be like the most amazing thing ever because it's like, oh my God, it's Jim Lee. It's Batman. It's Jeff Loeb. It's Hush Volume 2. This is the coolest thing ever. And now it's like it went 2 issues and then stopped. Oh man, that's embarrassing. Oh, there's 5. Okay, all right, all right. No, that's fair. Um, Jerry Gaines, what's up? Mr. Pritchard, how are you? Bradley, now I know what it was like to read Wildcats. I don't know, Mr. Pritchard. I mean, again, it would have to be a deal where Jim Lee wants to come back and draw. And I'm going to say something controversial, and I hate saying it. I don't want Scott Williams inking him anymore. They need to get like Joseph Weems or Richard Friend or Matt Banning. But the stuff that Scott Williams does these days, because he only uses technical pens, I've been told due to physical limitations, he can't even sit at a desk. I like, I don't think Scott Williams' current inking looks as good as the way it used to. and he's still better than almost anybody else. But I want that old school brush and nib inking on Jim Lee's pencils. Yeah, and I get it. I know some people, like they were saying, I don't want to see him touching um, X-Men, but I don't know. I'm just, and I understand completely that I'm just like, I want to relive my youth. I'm getting old, and I want to relive my youth and have my favorite artists who are still drawing draw the same shit that they did when I was younger, and I want to see it one more time. I want McFarlane to do Spider-Man one more time. I want Jim Lee to hit X-Men one more time. And again, it might be short-term gain. I don't know. I'm not saying I have all the answers by any means, but the heart wants what the heart wants. And the heart wants to see Jim Lee draw Psylocke and Wolverine kicking a bunch of Genosian soldiers' asses. Yeah, Mr. Pritch. And I just, yeah, you say it's not a controversial to say. It's just Scott Williams has worked his ass off and he's done so much work. And he seems to be like the nicest guy and a committed artist. And his legacy is cemented. And I hate to be like, you're too old, dude, you're done. But again, from what I understand, from what I've been told, like his back is all screwed up and he can't sit at a desk, so he inks on his back. So he has to use pens, and the pen work looks good. It doesn't look the way that it used to, and I'm just not excited about it. And I want to see like peak 90s style art. I don't know. Yeah, I'd like to. I don't know. What could Marvel do to generate some interest? I mean, everyone's like, create a good concept with good stories. Well, it's like, well, yeah, but what's like a surefire hit? What's a sure, almost like a no-brainer? Jim Leon Spider-Man? I don't know. I mean, I don't know that I've ever seen that, but the idea doesn't necessarily get me. I don't know. I admit it might be interesting, but I wouldn't put that at the top of my like. I would want to see that kind of thing. Um, Maybe it's just because I'm used to seeing Spider-Man certain ways, and I just don't see Jim Lee doing Spider-Man. But have we ever seen Jim Lee do Spider-Man outside of that one promo image of Superman and Spider-Man for that weird crossover that they're doing, where Jim Lee put the weird-looking fingers on Spider-Man? Yeah, Jim Lee on a Wolverine book. Oh, and that's what I was saying. Marvel would have to throw at Jim Lee, like, what do you want? It would have to be this incredible, like, what would it take to get you to leave DC? But I agree. I don't think Jim Lee's going to leave DC anytime soon, but I'd be curious as to what would it take, Mr. Jim? Like what would we need to do to get you to like come back over here and create some interest back at Marvel? I wonder what his conditions would be, if anything. Like if there's anything to woo him over, because Jim doesn't need money. It's certainly not a money thing. It'd have to be like that. What interests him? Yeah, I'm kind of with Fatal J on that. I know everyone's got their favorite version of Spider-Man, and it varies probably depending on when you were born and what you grew up with. But I grew up with a Todd McFarlane Spider-Man, and that's forever my Spider-Man. That I love. And Eric Larson is a close second, and I honestly really like Mark Bagley. I come to understand and appreciate Bagley's Spider-Man, but I will admit that for me, McFarlane and Larson kind of beat him. But Bagley put in a lot of time on Spider-Man, and like his Ultimate Spider-Man run is fantastic. I really like that. Hey, what's up, bro? Fatal J. Jim Lee on an Avengers Justice League crossover book would create huge interest in the most logical. Both companies benefit. That's a solid idea. Brett Booth would rock Spider Man. He did was there a Backlash Spider Man crossover book once, forever ago? I seem to remember Brett Booth doing a pretty awesome Spider Man. It kind of resembled a McFarlane vibe, if I remember correctly. Jay Gaines, maybe bring in Alex Ross to do a Kingdom Come style series. That might be a thing. I mean, Alex Ross tends to generate a lot of interest, whatever he does. I feel like Alex Ross's heart is with DC characters, though. Um, I guess, I mean, I don't know. I guess now that I say that, but I feel like he's all about the Superman kind of thing. And, but the classic heroes he's all about for sure. Patrick, yeah, I'm back with the metal lady. I like drawing her. Fatal, you think J. Scott Campbell could be an only rival to Todd Spider Man? Um, yeah, I think J. Scott Campbell drawing anything is awesome. I think he could do good on anything. Um, and if he would just sit down and commit to doing it, but they would have to pay him so much money because he's so happy with his cover gig, you know. Um, they'd have to dump a ton of money in his lab to get him to like commit to drawing an entire series. If I could have J. Scott Campbell do anything, I want him to do the next Danger Girl. Just go back to drawing your characters, my dude. Show these kids how this is done. Show us an action adventure, sexy babe, G.I. Joe, James Bond adventure. Let's just do this thing. No one does it like you, Campbell. Brett Booth, with his love of dinosaurs, should do a Savage Land Rogue one shot. I have spoken. You know what? That would probably work. I would most definitely be picking that up. Dinosaurs, Rogue, Savage Land. Like, it's like, okay, you had me at Rogue in the Savage Land. Yeah, J. Scott Campbell, literally, I've said that. Yeah. Um, literally perfect comics. Yeah, that's what I was saying on my videos when I reviewed them. I'm like, this is a perfect comic series. Campbell knows exactly what it should be, what he wants it to be. Egg, my dude, did you get your stuff? Jaro, did somebody say Rogue of the Savage Land? Giggity, right? Oh, Bradley, Alex Ross, you think he said his favorite is Captain Marvel? I would believe that. Okay, Egg. All right, you got your stuff. All right, I'm glad. I'm always worried that stuff doesn't make it. Um, I'm sorry, I can't remember if you told me that you got it. So I just like to double check. Fatal J, that Wolverine Spider-Man book is amazing. Even with the new artist, it's still. Well, I don't even know what Wolverine Spider-Man book. I'm out of touch with a lot of stuff. Somebody crackers on your licorice. Come here, I you ticklish. Oh, Kari Andrews on the Wolverine. Okay. Now that you say that, I seem to remember something about some book that he was doing. Isn't that guy, that artist, kind of like intentionally doing like a 90s style art? I follow him on social media, but somehow I guess I missed what the hell he's doing. Nose is large. Yeah, Kari is still in is still his 90s, but totally his own style. That's awesome. Another on the list of things I'll have to see if I can't seek it out. Check it out. Jay, you say it's the best Wolverine and Spider-Man fight you've ever seen? And really? All right. Egg, you're trying to draw a 68 Firebird. Cars are so hard. Yeah, that's what your main character drives. Cars are hard. It's just such a pain in the ass. Jay, you got a comic gaming shop and they're selling comics for 50 cents. I wish I could find a comic shop selling them for 50 cents. I've got two places near me, a regular comic shop and then like a gaming shop in a mall near me. And they are selling ancient comics. I mean, when I say ancient, I mean stuff from the 90s and 2000s that aren't worth anything, but they are selling them for ridiculous prices. I'm like, this stuff should all be 50-cent books. And so it drives me nuts because it's too expensive to like go splurging. Intergalactic planetary. I kind of want to go yell at the owners of the place and be like, hey guys, you know this shit is not worth that kind of money. And you know you aren't selling them, so what do you think you're doing? You're not sitting on a gold mine. You're sitting on a massive bin of comics that never sells. Yeah, 90s comics should be 50 cents, dollar at the most. Yeah, for real. And they've got them listed for like $3, $4, $5 when the cover price was $1.95. Like, you guys are out of your mind. But I still flip through them, and on occasion, I find something I'm like, I have to have this. And it's only because I have my channel. I wouldn't be buying them otherwise, but occasionally I find something like, well, I got to have this. Egg, you're saying if your comic gets off the ground, you're gonna need to assemble the Avengers of artists to keep it going. So, are what you're saying, Egg, is that you've got this idea for the story to just keep going into the future that far? I feel like that's probably a pretty common thing. Um, Obviously, the main element which you're doing is I've heard so many people like I've got 100 issue grand epic. Yep, you all know what I'm gonna say. But it's like it's always like, all right, where's one page? Where's 4 pages? Where's one issue? Oh, I'm working on it, Mac. So, but I think I would imagine it's a pretty common thing for, I think, most comic book creators is you come up with these ideas and the story just starts spiraling in your head and you just get into the future. And it's just like, where's it going to end? Who cares? Addie. No, I get it, Egg. Like, and that's what I was saying. Like, you're working on it. And so I'm not calling you out. But I've heard so many people say that, but then they're never working on it. Like, I'll get to it. I'm like, yeah, sure you will. Addie, who did you paint? Captain Kirk. Ooh, 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 I love you. Dracula from Monster Squad. That's a great version of Dracula. He was pretty menacing. That actor actually did a really good job. He kind of looks like a cliche version of Dracula, but the actor's portrayal was like legitimately scary. That's awesome, Maddie. As usual, I hope to one day be able to see your art. Steel traditional art. What's up, my dude? Steel traditional art. Same old big dog. Glad to hear it. Hope everyone's doing well. No, Addie, the this monster storm everyone's talking about is not dumping any snow where I'm at, and honestly, I wish it would because we need snow. There's been almost no snow here at all, and it's bad because Utah needs water in the mountains, and there's snow in the mountains, but it's not enough. Steel, have I seen the way Claudio draws the surfer? I've seen bits and pieces. That's one of those things I need to seek out. I understand, and again, like I said, I've seen some of it, but I need to find that. Jump around. jump, 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 jump. 80 degrees in Florida. It's Shiny Lady. It is Shiny Lady. Steel. He's like, I don't go to any state that goes below 60. I've only ever lived in Utah, so I've never known anything except freezing cold during winter. So I'm just used to it.
Luca Faloni's cotton chinos are meticulously handcrafted in Italy by skilled artisans, using premium cotton for superior comfort and durability. Designed with a 4.
Fox Play says hello and can you draw me, please? Can I? Yes. Will I? No. Yeah, I'm working on my own art. Egg, you got a theory on why cars are hard to draw? Let's hear it. Jerry Gaines, have I come up with the name for the blade looking guy? Which, which, which one's the blade looking guy? Sorry, I bent over to grab something off the floor, and then like one of my muscles in my abs started cramping up. Like I got a muscle cramp in my side stomach area, and it hurt like a motherfucker. Ow. That's what you get for bending the wrong direction, I guess. Oh, the guy up here, that's Commander Max, like Maximus. It's supposed to be a play on Maximum Studios, Extreme Studios from Liefeld. It's just a goofball name, like everything in this comic. He is the title character. This is the cover to the book, and that's him right there. So you got Commander Max, you have Dead Eyes, you have Dollface, and then we've got Red Coyote, Kill Snap, Bow Bitch, Robot, and Baby Girl. This will be the double cover. In fact, my boy, my inker, Chuck, he's actually started on this cover. I got an email to him just the other day, and he's working on it right now. You need to not embellish the lines when you draw. Steel that actually goes pretty hard. Well, thanks. This will out Liefeld. I mean, you know, no one will ever say I do anything better than him that's in his fan group. And, he's a 40-year veteran. There's certain things he does that, everyone loves. But again, this book is it's not an insult to him. It's not to make fun of him. I do that on the channel, but the book is more of like, we're just going to kind of honor the silliness of the whole era and just run with it.
Flowers and plants right to their doorstep. No middleman, no wilted stems, just bigger.
Keep it, yeah, the KISS principle. Sometimes I think I'm blind. That baseline chugs. Hell yeah. Addie, you just looked up Liefeld's heart. The proportions are, let's just say, if my future man is ever that jacked in proportion, you're filing for a divorce. Oh. Jerry, what's the name of the book you're talking about? Egg, yes, Faith No More. I was way into them back in the 90s when this album came out, and I swear to God, I felt like I was the only person on the planet that was. Like, my older brother would make fun of me for liking them. And then years later, he's like, Faith No More is awesome. I'm like, motherfucker, I told you that back in the day. He's like, yeah, I know, but I like them now. Like, you son of a. Dan Goodwin, collector of art and creator of comics. And he's like, one of these days, Rob will actually review the last few issues that he sent me. I've actually got like probably 4 or 5 indie books I've got to get on the channel, and they're just uh, get behind so easily. Egg, you're from Iowa, so before the internet, you're like a decade behind the trends. That's funny. Music and close up. Thanks for stopping in again, Addie, as always. Hope you're doing well. Don't freeze and die out there in the cold. Oatmeal and yogurt your trees. That's news to me, but I will take your advice.
Which foundation is good for a steamy situation? All right, it's a hot topic. Hot.
Oh yeah, I must have missed where. Yeah, but in The Professional, yeah, Gary Oldman. Everyone. He really wanted to capture Leone. Yeah, The Professional. That's a great movie. I saw it in the theater forever. It's the first time I ever saw Natalie Portman. Well, I think it was the first time anyone saw Natalie Portman, but I went and saw it based on the strength of. Um, it's going to be embarrassing if I got my time frames backwards, but that was Luc Besson, and I love The Fifth Element, and so just based on that, I wanted to go see this new movie. But what a great flick! Great movie. Yeah, Dan, it's so good. And they had like a perfectly built-in sequel to it if they ever wanted to, with just having Natalie Portman kind of reprise that role as Matilda somehow, some way. Yeah, yeah, she was like a teenager or a super early teenager. It's quite the dramatic adult role to put her in, but she handled it really well. MTB Dan 85. Hello, how are you? Let's move on to the next one.
Ready? Here we go. High five, low five, all five.
Giving a thumbs up? Well, hell yeah. Can I get a hell yeah? Can I get a hell yeah? Yeah, Steel. Uh, Jerry, this song I'll show you. It's called Head Splitter from, or rather, I think it's the YouTube page is Head Splitter. Let me look. Yeah, Head Splitter is the YouTube page, and the song is Acid Experience. It's pretty awesome. It's got a hell of a thumping beat, and I dig it. I'm trying to keep it down because my roommate's asleep in the room, not too far away, and she says she has these earplugs to put in so she doesn't hear me when I'm doing my live streaming shit. But still, short answer, I didn't hate it, and I'm cautiously optimistic. And yes, I don't think there's any need for them to put it on Earth, but I guess in a way I can kind of see them doing it because they want to have some kind of means of telling some story where it's a fish out of water story, the discovery of a hero, and he has to discover that he's from this other place, and it's stupid, it's unnecessary, but I get it. The rest of it looked kind of fun, and I could nitpick certain things apart, but I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic. And as far as the Earth thing, if the movie does well, as long as they just leave that part behind and never go back, I'm like, that's fine. We don't need to revisit Earth. Just I've always seen He-Man, like what I want to see is like a Lord of the Rings type approach to it. Like make it serious fantasy. It's got all that cool technology and the gear and the robots and the spaceships and the magic and stuff, but make it serious like a Lord of the Rings kind of thing. Make them feel like real human characters. So, Dan, this trailer did not have Orko in it, but I firmly believe that he'll be there. And this is just like the first trailer. I bet you they're holding off on it. Yeah, Steel, exactly. Like Lord of the Rings. That's what I want. And for anyone who's read my stupid fan comics, that's kind of how I approached it. Now, I say that not trying to say like I even remotely approach that level of, writing or story or anything like that. I'm not trying to say that, but that's how I approached it. I just took it as a serious, like, fantasy story and characters just interacting and talking and living in this world. And, that's why I made the version I did. And they had Fisto in it. Frickin' Fisto, who's a character that has a major story arc. In fact, he kind of becomes the hero of my fan comic, and they have him in there like prominently. So I'm like, oh my God, that's awesome. But yeah, Dan, yeah, no Orko to be seen. It looks like, again, at a glance, they're skipping over the dual identity of Battle Cat. Like, they show a big giant kitty, but he's never in the armored up outfit, at least so far. And when he just looked like the big giant kitty, he wasn't like a timid, scared thing. He just looked like a big, angry kitty. So it looks like Battle Cat just might be just a big angry, and I'm fine. I don't need to see the duality of Cringer versus Battle Cat. I honestly don't give a shit about that. Really, it's not a deal breaker for me. Um, you see glimpses of Trapjaw in the background, and he looked, from what you could see, exactly right. Skeletor looked basically about as right as you could ever get him, really. Yeah, Dan, go check it out, dude. The trick is finding the real trailer and not a bunch of AI generated bullshit ones. So that's the first thing I kept running into is like, oh, here's the trailer. Nope, that's AI generated bullshit. Now I'm getting pissed off. These chuckleheads creating these AI ones. But yeah, Steel. And especially considering I did a whole 6 volume fan comic on it, I'm interested. I'm invested in it. I'm I'm hopeful. I it didn't look like a nightmare. The actor they got to play He-Man, I like that I have no idea who he is. He looks like a brand new actor to me, and it looks okay. Yeah, I want it to be good. In fact, I might just when it comes out, I might just take my kids to it, not even tell them anything about it. Just like we're gonna go see this movie and hope that they kind of end up enjoying it. I mean, we'll see. You need Thundercats yesterday. I feel like Thundercats might be a little bit of a tougher nut to crack. Maybe. Let me tell you the version of the Thundercats I do not want. I do not want any version of the Thundercats where their faces are built like feline features and they are like furry. The Thundercats to me are human skin with some skin pigment differences and like their faces and stuff like that. But, kind of like the way the cartoon, the animated series looked. I see a lot of people do a bunch of drawings or AI mock ups, and so many of them have like furry guys with like Lion-O literally having that cat face, like the cat nose and the mouth. I'm like, I'd be done. I'm out. I I don't like that. But beyond that, I want to see a well done Thundercat movie. I hopefully they could. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I think the problem is it's such an effects heavy concept that it requires a huge budget. And I just don't think that they're out there going, where's the audience for this? Transformers worked because they just set it on planet Earth and have giant robots blowing things up. It's just a disaster movie and it works. It's kind of easily kind of made to for a general audience that doesn't know Transformers or just is vaguely aware of them. I feel like Transformers just naturally has a broader appeal. But Thundercats, the amount of money they need to do it right is hard for them to like. Is anybody gonna come see this fucking movie about a bunch of space kitties? They made those garage. I'm sure you meant garbage. I mean, you'd think so. Thundercats bathroom, a big box of litter or what? It's kind of disturbing to think about. I remember a Family Guy joke they did about Thundercats, and they actually got the original voice actor to do the Lion-O voice, but he's like, "Sword of Omens, give me sight beyond sight," and then he's like watching Chitara like take a shit in the bathroom. Super funny. Dan, you'll have to watch the trailer when you're sober. Oh, Shotgun Scream. What's up, man? Egg, you've never seen that? You know what? I could pull it up right here and we could just all watch it together. Let me look it up. Family Guy Thundercats. Yeah.
Hey, Lionel, what's going on?
I'm not sure, Star, but I've got a bad feeling Mumra's up to something.
I'll be right back. I'm going to use the John.
Eye of Thundera, give me sight beyond sight. Lionel, what are you doing? Snarf, snarf. Oh, hey, not much, not much. You want to get wasted or something?
I forgot about that end part. You want to get wasted or something? Oh, Lion-O. Oh, that's great. Hey, Sheldon. No, we were just talking about the Family Guy Thundercats gag where we're watching Chitara on the toilet. Do with that information what you will. He's like slowly backing out of the chat like I was never here in the first place. Yeah, Egg, it wasn't kitty litter. That's true. She was actually sitting on a toilet. So I guess in that respect, you lost that bet. Shotgun, I feel like we've had this conversation, haven't we? That's funny. Meet Paul Rudd.
Oh, you grew up like a cloud. You set my soul at ease. Then you let your love abound, and you bring me to my knees. Oh, see the way that your grace enrapture me. But well, you know I'd be insane to ever let that dirty game recapture me. You make me a shadow back to me. I wanna be ready for what you do.
You know, I kind of forgot about Fiona Apple. I just forgot. And then we were talking about it on my stream. Was it last night or whatever? I was going through all my old CD case albums and stuff. And I'm like, oh, yeah. And so actually today at work, I was listening to a bunch of old songs that I forgot about that I remembered because I went through that CD case of mine. I'm like, I forgot that I used to love this song. A lot of good memories tied to these songs. Yeah. Let me guess. Were you banging some hot lady? That's what it was. That sounds like an egg thing to do.
Too close, you set your spell on me.
Lots of ladies. Hell yeah. That's what I like to hear.
Just in case again.
Like, I'm just helping them make a memory.
I was on to every place. I just wanted you. Oh, it's so evil, my love. When you know reverence my concern. So I'll be sure to stay wary of you, love. To save the pain of once my flame and twice my burn.
Yeah. I'm kind of, like I said, I just forgot about Fiona, and I'm like, she could sing. Like, oh my God, was she good?
I wanna be ready.
Dan Goodwin, right? If this song is on, what else are we gonna do? Like, let's be honest. Oh, sit here and chat about politics and the weather. Like, no, this song is on. It's like, yeah, we're gonna do some other stuff.
So believe it. I wanna be ready for what you do.
Maybe it's a good thing Addie dipped out. That poor young kid doesn't need to hear all our weirdo conversation.
Know when you make your
Get wasted. Yeah, being young in the '90s was nice. Yeah, I was born in '77, so I graduated high school in '95, and I'll take it. I just wish I wasn't such a shy douchebag idiot dork in high school, and I wish I wasn't so broke off my ass when I was in my very young 20s, because I never did anything awesome. I don't want to say I feel like I wasted it, but at the same time, I completely wasted it. It just bugs me. Dan, so 75, so you're just 2 years ahead of me. And Egg, yeah, I just turned 49 like 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, whatever, on the 6th of this month. So I'm or rather, I'm 50 1 year from now. So we're all kind of right here in the same boat, right?
Hey, wait.
Well, us old men.
Seriously, you know, it'd be faster if I used Scribe to show you how to do it. Just sent you.
And here we are, a bunch of old men making comic books. And you know what? I wouldn't change anything. We're just storytellers. It's just an age-old tradition, telling humor or action adventure or fun or gross adult humor. It's just storytelling. It's just a method to do it. Yeah, you're too poor for a midlife crisis. Yeah, that's me too. I can't afford to have one of those. Yes, son.
I just came by to say hi.
Oh, hi.
What's up, y'all?
Come say hi, my son.
Howdy, y'all.
This is my oldest boy who got braces for the first time today. In fact, let me see. Oh, look at that. I haven't actually seen him up close. And you're going to have him for the next 2 years?
Yeah, the dentist said it most, or at least it's what Mom told me.
Yeah. Well, it kind of sucks to have to get them, but
Yeah,
it's better in the long run.
yeah. Especially since my mom told me that I technically don't need them. It'd just be better to have them.
It's weird.
Like my
Why
teeth
do
would be
it?
fine in the future. It'd just be much better if I did have them. Hence why I got them.
It's kind of a weird thing to do, but I guess your mom knows what she's doing.
Yeah, apparently my teeth would hurt super times. Anyways, bye.
Thank you, my son. All right, he bounced. Nice, sweet boy. Can't believe he's 13. I keep seeing all my Facebook posts from 12 years ago, and he was just a little 1 year old or a 2 year old, and I get really nostalgic and sad for my sweet little boy that's gone. Now I'm just with this teenager with pimples on his face and braces on his teeth, and you know what? He's a good boy. He's a sweet boy with a good heart. He's not a punk. He's a good boy. So I may not be with his mom anymore, but we did one thing really right. Yeah, I never had braces. Thank God. My parents were so fucking broke. If any of my brothers or sisters need braces, we would have been screwed. Yeah, he's not 7 feet tall, but he'll probably end up there at 7 feet tall. There's no joke. I'm staring him in the eye. He's like 5'8" or something like that at 13 years old. He's projected on like the growth chart to hit 6'7" or some shit like that. So big. But he's got this sweet little gentle heart. His brother is the aggressive little, I don't mean aggressive in a negative way, but more aggressive than his brother. Egg, you needed them. Your oldest boy had braces. He just got back from the army. Oh, really? Your boy just got back from the army. That's awesome. Hope he's doing well. I commend anybody that makes the decision to go into the service and serve their country. I'm 100% like, I could have never done that because I don't have I don't think I have the personality for it. I don't know. But I respect and support anybody who does. I'll back the service members every day. My decision to give this girl like coiled hair bugs me every time I have to draw the damn thing because it takes so damn long. But when I get done, I tend to like how it come out. Dan, your boy will turn 20 at the end of the month. You guys got all started way earlier than me. Because yeah, I'm 49 and my kid's 13, so I didn't get started until late. I couldn't find any girl that would let me pump a baby into her, which is better in the long run. But yeah, Dan, so your boy's 20, and Egg, he's working, staying with you. You know, Egg, I hope for myself in the future when my boys are older, at some point a situation presents itself where they'd want to stay with me. Because now that I've been divorced for the past 5 years, 6 years, I've missed so much. There's just no getting that back. But I kind of hope that at some point a situation presents itself where they can and want to come stay with me so I can have some time, you know, being with them on a permanent basis. I may be missing their youthful years, but maybe I can get some of their older years and just build some real time with my children. Adjust her hair to make the face behind her be Wolverine. Well, that is Kill Snap, who's essentially literally a Wolverine ripoff, which is why his mask is the way it is. But yeah, I am unintentionally kind of giving it kind of the sweeping look. Egg, yeah, yeah, I wanted them to all stay and save money, but he's the only one that might. But I think he might move in with his friends. But you love having him home. Yep. I'm sure I'll be the same way when they're grown up. As it is now, I only get to split time with them. I get them every other weekend and a couple hours during the day, or a couple hours during a day, one day of the week. But when you realize just how much you're missing, I can't think about it too much, or I'll just fall apart. And there's nothing I can do about it. So I'm like, all right, just. I've said this before for anybody who's watched my shit for long enough. One of the reasons that I'm always in here drawing is so I don't think about the fact that I don't get to be around my children the way I want to be. I need to do something with my time to distract myself and give myself meaning. And the most important meaning in my life are my boys, but I don't get to have them, so I better find something to do with myself. And hence the reason I'm always here drawing.
Luca Faloni's cotton chinos are meticulously handcrafted in Italy by skilled artisans, using premium cotton for superior comfort and durability. Designed with a four-pocket design, concealed
Yeah, you feel bad for the people who don't have kids. I mean, I feel like some people are really missing out, and I get it. You know, not everyone needs to make the same decisions. I get it, but boy, is it brings something into your life that nothing else fills, in my opinion. There's nothing else that brings you that kind of joy that having your own kids. Yeah, 100%. Dan, obviously, you got to have the right partner, and I say that being somebody who, divorced, and that was a god awful, painful nightmare. And I would never wish that on anybody. But yeah, absolutely, you gotta be the right person to make it go right, because the last thing you want to do is fuck up the mental health of another human being. Hard times, hard times. Oh boy, don't know it was. I ain't got no shoes on. You know my clothes is very. I ain't got no shoes on me. You know my clothes I'm wearing is very thin. I'm going to the job pretty soon. Don't know what I'm going to do. Yeah, Dan separated too, but wish it was different. Yeah, that's hard time, hard time. Could fix things. Oh boy, you got it. But it is what it is. Can't change it anymore. So you just do the best we can with the situation presented to us and focus on making our kids be as happy as they can be, teaching them the life lessons they need to know. While the children cry for mercy, ain't got no food on the table. Children cry for mercy, ain't got no food on the table. This thing gonna change, gonna change. Oh boy, something I've got to do this. Have I ever heard of Puma Blues? No, I have no idea what that is. Dan, thank you for stopping in, sir. Hope you're doing well. Always good to hear from you and have you stop in. Appreciate it as always. I'm not going to be too much longer, but I'll go for a little bit more.
Oh boy, that's not the one for you. My children cry for mercy. Oh boy, that's not the one for you. Hard time. Oh boy, just about to break my life. I wonder why.
Jerry, it's a black and white comic from the 80s, set in the early 2000s, sci-fi story involving flying manta rays. That is a phrase I never would have thought I'd hear. Gary, channeling my inner Bart Sears. Yeah, I never actually thought of that, but you're right. Bart Sears did that shiny metallic texture really well. Yeah, he's really good. I don't think there's any artist out there that knows superheroic muscular anatomy better than Bart Sears. I mean, good lord. I feel like sometimes he pushes it too hard, that muscular anatomy in some areas. Like sometimes it's not like not every character needs to look like Schwarzenegger at his peak, but he's really, really good. You know what, Egg? I definitely would have agree. I agree with you. Getting an actual physical model to look at to reference, because one, you can hold it and see it, but like, say you might have an angle on a car. You have a specific car and you need it at a specific angle, and out there trying to find a picture, a reference picture online of exactly what you need will drive you nuts when you can just take this toy model and position it the way you want and take a picture of that if you need. So you have a still image that you can reference. Yeah, I agree totally. Have I thought about doing a Superman parody character? No, I don't really. I don't have anything to say like that exactly. Um, Not really. You know, I got other ideas I'd rather do first. Yeah, either way, Egg. I think either way works. I've done both, and it's just so much easier to have that thing in your hand. Gary, Bart Sears' art is too busy and extremely stiff. I see some stuff that he does, and I'm like, that looks incredible, and then other stuff he does, it's missing something. I've gone back and forth on him quite a bit. Like he's posted up some stuff recently. Like some Conan drawings that look incredible. I kind of like his stuff when he gets away from like the shiny metallic or the hyper roided out superheroes and does some like gritty kind of like Conan stuff. They're hairy and they're like barbarian warriors, and it looks really good. But yeah, he definitely has got a unique style that's, in a way, I would say, an acquired taste. So yeah, I get you. I really do. Ginger Bear, what's up? What is up, Ginger? You're just drawing here, recording, maybe stream a bit later. Yeah, awesome, awesome. Egg, thanks for stopping in as always. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Philip Michael. Yeah, these are my characters. You wouldn't find these guys anywhere else. They're kind of parody versions of other established characters. That is the point of them, but yes.
You wake up in the morning, you get a work bell ring, and I march you to the table. You see the same old thing, ain't no food up on the table. There's no fork up in the pan. But you better not complain, boy. You get in trouble with the man. Let the midnight special shine a light on me.
Thanks, Philip. Yeah, I like drawing the ladies, especially shiny metal ones. Yeah, it kind of seems that way, doesn't it, Ginger Bear? I'm basically banging one of these out, just kind of having a little focus on that. I got to get to my actual pages for the next book. Just got to get going on it, get ahead of it. Chuck's really kicking the hell out of the inking lately, especially that pinup of yours, Ginger Bear. I honestly forgot about that you'd drawn that thing. I was like, oh yeah, look at that thing. He's really putting in some awesome effort on that one. Jerry, it's 10 o'clock here where I'm at. Yeah, you forgot about it too. You're like, yeah, did I do this thing? Hell yeah. Yeah. Because not too long ago, I was asking Chuck kind of like where he was at in terms of finishing the stuff for the book we're working on. And he's like, I got a couple of bits and pieces of pages here and there. And then I've got Jason's pinup. And, I saw him say that when he was talking to me privately. I'm like, Jason's pinup. I was like, oh, I don't know if I know what that is. And, I thought maybe it was something else privately for something. But then he started throwing up that art. I'm like, oh, yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, it's weird to see someone else inking you. Um, it's something that rarely happens. Yeah, no, I get it. Same for me. No one's ever inked me really except Chuck. And he brings a unique look to it that I'm like, well, this is a very unique thing that I think is gonna look awesome. Mr. Mello. Copying Silvestri helped. Yeah, Mello. Well, I'm at the drawing table all the time, almost as much as you, sir. You are banging the art out nonstop. That's my kind of people. Those of us we're drawing all the time. We got books to make, we got stories to tell, and by George, we're gonna do it. Yeah, Ginger. I don't know if let me show you um what he just sent me, what Mello just sent me. Ah, we're showing these off yesterday, but he sent me this. There's the character from my cable ripoff character, the guy in the top corner up here. So he did this full-on ass painting. And then he sent me, I love this one. It's like a inked version instead of a penciled or a painted version. But it's like giant sized Maximum Norton Comics Group. Right? 68 big pages. Yeah, this is yeah. the full on painting. Like I could never do paint. I don't get it. I wouldn't even know where to start. No idea. But stuff is great. Hey, Mello, I'm gonna make you there you go. Now you can post the link. But yeah, Mello, if you can post a link to your YouTube page and stuff like that, you might get a couple others from here. Because yeah, you're always on there drawing and painting and making your art, and it's really awesome. Don, am I going to join you on the studio tomorrow night for the X Force? I didn't even know about it. I guess if I'm invited, and it depends on when. But yeah, this is news to me. Yeah, Gingerbread, he's really good, right? Like, this is no joke. I mean, not that you couldn't tell from the stuff I just showed you. It's like it's obvious. Oh, okay, Gary. Well, I appreciate it. I don't know what to say to that. Nothing I can do about it now. I was just drawing her to get a big, like, quote unquote, hot pose from her as she floats there. No, Don. This is the first I've heard of it. No one's invited me specifically. I think that John Epple told me once that you guys get together and do drawings, and that I could join up sometime. But that was a while ago. But in terms of like a specific, like, we're doing a thing on this Saturday specifically. It is news to me. Yeah, Philip, Michael, do any of you do private art lessons? Yeah, Ginger, maybe they meant Liefeld. Yeah, that'd be more interesting for everybody. Um, I mean, I've never been asked to do private art lessons, but I've never done it. Jerry Gaines, do I have any thoughts on Romulus from Marvel? I don't even know what that is. What is Romulus from Marvel? Is that a name of an artist? Yeah, Philip Michael Romulus makes me think of Star Trek. Ginger Bear, you're gonna pop off. Getting back to doodling. You probably have still awesome, no problem. Um, Gary says young artists like you spent too much time rendering and don't fully understand the fundamental of figure drawing. Just saying, not trying to be rude. Gary, what do you do? Where's your art? That's a bold statement to roll in with. Um, Considering this is the first time I've interacted with you, I don't know if you know what I'm doing or what I've done, and nor do I ever say that I'm perfect. And yeah, not drawn comics professionally, so Yeah, called me young. Now you listen here, young man. Yeah, now that you mention that about Romulus being a Wolverine character, I never read any of the stories with the character. I read like summaries of who the character was, and I didn't like. I've talked about how they've um, kind of screwed Wolverine's origin by overcomplicating it, and that's one of the things I really do not like. It's like Wolverine's origin doesn't need it to be. We don't need to add more characters. We don't need to add more backstory and more family and more this and more that. It's just so overdone that I just started tuning all of that out. So I don't know anything about it beyond its vague existence in the Wolverine comics, but wasn't a fan from what I saw and could read. Yeah, Gary, why'd you suddenly come with the insults? Like everything was going fine, and suddenly you're shitting on everything. Like where did that come from? Did I offend you suddenly with something I said or I did? Because you're kind of being a fucking dickbag, and I never claimed to be anything. So I would suggest that you don't know enough about what I do based on this one drawing if this is the only thing you've ever seen me do. No, Gary, you're just being a fucking dick, is what you're being. And then you hide it with frilly words like that. You're just being a shithead just because. I'm just here on my own channel making my own art. And you come in with like insults and like, who are you? You know? So Jerry, he's not worth a read. He was taken out by Cloak to a shadow room. So they wrote him out of the stories, the Romulus character, which I think is better for everybody. Again, I can't really speak too much on it because I haven't read it, but I read like this character is this, and he was revealed to be this, and he was that. And I'm like, oh, just stop with all this like altering Wolverine's past. Why do we need all of that? I was trying to give a more organic look to the big muscle guy in the background versus the shiny girl to kind of contrast the two of them.
Skilled artisans.
Marvel has a problem with derivatives, 1,000 versions of Wolverine he's related to. Right, yes. It's like, just stop with this. It's like, yes, Wolverine's awesome and he's mysterious, but you don't make him better by giving him a million different, like, oh, he knows this guy and he did this and he did that. And there's all these things you never knew. The more you keep adding to it, the more you dilute it, and the more you keep screwing it up. Yeah, I'm trying to do some like old school bullshit 90s over rendering cross hatching. I'm always trying to capture that look just to see if I could get it and then derive some knowledge from it and make a better version of it. And that, which sounds probably really egotistical because, but it's always experimentation and seeing what you can come up with. Yeah, I always like the look. I know the 90s get shit on a lot and for various reasons, and in some ways it's validated, but in a lot of ways it's not. And but the art style, I mean, I'd rather look at stuff like that than some of the boring stuff that's going on. There's a place for everything. And being that I grew up in that era, I'm always like, I just kind of want to make comics of the stuff that I grew up loving. Hence the reason I'm doing this specific 90s parody nonsense, where, again, it's a parody, but I am trying to do the best version of it that I can muster and learn. And then hopefully when people read it, the idea is it'll supposed to be, in addition to being entertaining, it'll be funny because that is the goal. It is a gag. Like I was even writing the script to this stuff, and there was a part that I wrote that even kind of caught me off guard and even kind of made me laugh out loud. I'm like, okay, hopefully that's a good sign. I could show while we're here for people who are some of the inks that Chuck has sent me today. Uh-oh, Instagram, hot girl I'm following has girl in bikini outfit. Thirst trap. She got me. Anyway. No. Fucking. Here we go. Chuck. Look at this panel that Chuck inked for the book. Like when I penciled that, I was having a lot of fun with that. I'm like, oh, this would be fun to ink, but then Chuck takes it to this whole other level. Um, yeah, that looks awesome to me. Right. Whoa, holy hell, right? That's what I was saying. Um, and then he started on the back cover. There's the body of Kill Snap he started inking. And just nailing it. And again, this is Chuck Gibson inking me, the guy who worked for Image Comics. He was hired by Jim Lee. He was trained by Scott Williams, and he's inking me. And he's really leaning into that like ink style. It's digital, it's all digital, but goddamn, does that look cool? You know? Adam Brooks, what's up? So yeah, he sent me that. This was another stage of that face shot before he added in the backgrounds, but I mean, I'm so excited for what this is going to look like. You know, I in my head and the way it's coming together, I feel like it's going to be unique and hopefully worth the wait for everybody. Um, yeah, he does digital. He'll do some stuff by hand, but this is all like you can see, like if you know the picture, it's all I think it's Procreate is the app. But Chuck Gibson prides himself on making his he can make his inks look like it's done by hand. And he said he spent a lot of time developing that skill specifically. And then, of course, you can tell the digital, you like that blood splatter and kind of like the zipatone look. That's all digital, but he lays it down first to look like it was done by hand. And he, like I said, he spent a lot of time developing that look. Yeah, Philip, like you're telling me. I mean, how did I get so lucky? This is more of that back cover, the big robot guy in the background. And then the girl up front. So yeah, he's let's see. Yeah, Chuck B sent me a lot of stuff. He's just been banging it out. And then he even Ginger Bear, who was in here just a bit ago, he might still be listening, but Ginger Bear penciled this, and Chuck is inking this one for him. Pardon my hiccup. Ugh. Yeah, Adam, you might be right. I don't know. I said Procreate, but it's probably Clip Studio. Now that you say that, I think you're right. I mean, I can't. I don't freaking know. You're probably right. Now that you say that, yeah, Clip Studio. It says right at the top. Adam knows what he's talking about. Um, yeah, Philip, it's weird to be inked by a guy. Chuck had been out of the drawing game for years, and he found my channel and he just started joining me on the live streams. And one time he just said that, hey, if I wanted to, because my birthday 2 years ago, he's like, if you want for your birthday, I'll ink something for you. I'm like, hell yeah. And then he just like, let's keep going. What else you doing? And I was like, working on my He-Man fan comic. He's like, you want some help? Inks on that? I'm like, are you kidding me? Of course. So he did about 30 pages in the final volume of that one. And then I was like, well, I'm going to do this story about a guy who has a severed dick in a jar and he's on a mission to get it back. Are you interested? He's like, whatever, bro. Let's just do it. Because he wanted to get back into the drawing game and he wanted to get his workflow kind of going again and kind of get back to experimenting. Because he'd kind of dropped out for a while. He kind of just hung it up. And as I understand it, he was kind of disillusioned with the industry and he just got out of it, was done. But I guess in a way I kind of helped him get his passion back. I'm not trying to take credit for anything, but as I understand it based on what he's told me. So, Adam, he's retired. Just he just had some situations in his life that just kind of let him kind of retire and back off, and so that's my dream job, but I don't think I'll ever get to retire. Yeah, I'm sitting here thinking like I'm going to be working. I'm going to be working all my life until I drop dead, and I'm not saying that like I'm happy about it, unless some magical happens. But yeah, I don't think I'll ever be able to retire. But yeah, Chuck just kind of he chose to kind of get back into it, and he chose to kind of hitch on to me a little bit, and he said that one of the reasons that he's happy to work with me is because I get basically give him freedom to do whatever he wants. I've given a little bit of, I don't want to say direction, but like, yeah, you did this, but can we do that? And so far, pretty much he's always agreed. Like, he's like, yeah, you're right. It's always good to have a second eye to kind of change a thing or kind of alter a thing. It's, there's experimentation. But he said, like, one of the reasons that I get the best work out of him is because I let him do what he wants. And so he gets to experiment and play and have fun. And, and it's mutually beneficial. Like this stuff in this book that we're doing, I can't wait to see it all put together. Yeah, Adam, me too. I'm not happy about. I know, right? We're just like, I just, whatever retirement might look like, it's not going to be enough to sustain me. So I'll have to keep working at some damn job. But you know what? I know enough that as long as my mental capacity sustains itself and my physical, like where I can just keep making art, if as long as that can happen, I'll have something in my life that makes me happy that I can do until I die. And that means like I'm not like some people are like, what if you were like a world class dancer, for example? That's something you can only do for a very short amount of time. Your body gives out and you can't ever do it again. Or like you're a mountain climber or some shit like that. You can never achieve those high things that you did when you were in your physical prime when you were younger. But making art, as long as you don't suffer like whatever, some cognitive fall apart and your body doesn't give out on you, you can make art forever. If I die drawing it at a drawing table and when I'm like 85, I'll be like, all right, that's a life well spent. I'm actually okay with that. Yeah, Adam, you like that we inspire each other, and then us two. I guess you're referring to like me and Chuck kind of inspiring each other, and then we put our work out there and encourage other people to do it, and then they push for. Yeah, it's a really nice kind of after effect of the channel. I wasn't expecting, but it's been a hell of a journey, and I'm gonna ride it as long as I can. I mean, why not, right? But I am just what was that nutsack saying earlier? I'm just a beginner with no understanding of the fundamentals, and he's just trying to help. Maybe one of these days I'll be good enough. But until then, I'll just keep drawing naked girls. But I think I'm done with this one for tonight. I've been going for what, 2.5, 20, 30, yeah, 2.5 hours. Geez. Yeah, I had fun with this one so far. I'll probably finish it up tomorrow or something like that. Um, I was hoping Don would say something. He was in here earlier talking about I was invited to a thing that I'd never heard about. And so I'm like, I don't know. So I might have to see what he was referring to. Yeah. That guy was kind of being nice and everything. And again, I'm not objected to criticism, but he just out of the blue suddenly was being a dick about it. And he was kind of being cool to start. I'm like, all right, I mean, whatever. Fuck off. Yeah, I'm gonna bag it for now. Jeez.
Power on.
Thanks, guys. As always, I really appreciate it. And I'll probably be on tomorrow. So yeah, Philip, Jerry, Adam, whoever else might be listening, even Nutsack if he's still in there. Hey, what's up, bro? You too. Thank you. Have a good night, everybody. Yeah, glad you could catch it, Adam. See you later, guys.